Welcome back to another episode of the Leeds United Career Mode. We are on the brink of the January transfer window as we record this one today. This one's probably going to come to you a little bit later than the usual 3 PM, so apologies for that. Tomorrow's video will probably be similar, but you will get videos, so don't worry. And I need your feedback for the comment section for the January transfer window. I don't think, and in live chat we're basically same sort of wavelength, that we really need to do much at this particular moment in time. Wolves, Forest and Newcastle will be the 3 games that we play today. We'll sim Chelsea and Manchester City. We're of course trying to recover from the 5-1 trouncing at Arsenal, which did not go well for us at all. But we still find ourselves in 8th in the Premier League, and the squad is growing well. Everybody is 78 or higher, other than obviously Archie Gray, that we're still trying to put the effort into growing. The rest of the squad can be improved upon, certainly, but whether it needs to be improved upon right now, I don't really think so. There has been a call to maybe loan out Cresswell to help him grow a bit more, and I am on board with that. We could maybe do something similar with Jamie Shackleton as well, to bring in some older players that are maybe slightly higher rated to allow those youngsters the chance to grow on loan and then come back when they're slightly higher rated. So I would be open to that. Bamford, I'm still thinking I'm going to sell, but I don't know. I probably don't need to sign a replacement for Bamford because we have Gelhardt, Ruteka play up top. Pirro is obviously Pirro, and we've got other players that can play in that cam role. So I don't, and even Greenwood as well can play in that central area. So I'm leaning towards loan Cresswell, loan Shackleton, buy older centre mid, older centre back to fill the gap whilst Shackleton and Cresswell grow. That's my current plan. But I'm open to your guys' feedback as to whether we alter that plan. We're just going to dive straight into it today. We've got Wolves at home to start, and the league table is favourable for us at this particular moment in time. We didn't expect to be doing this well in the first season at Premier League level, but equally we didn't expect to be threatened with relegation either, because that first team 11 is genuinely good enough to stay in the league relatively comfortably, and that seems to be what we're doing. But now that we're having some more difficult games, and we're not playing the lesser sides week in, week out, we have started to drop down the table a little bit. Yesterday was a bit of a rude awakening. Hopefully today we can actually wake up properly and get some decent results. But with Chelsea and City in there too, I'm expecting a bit of a mixed bag. We shall wait and see. Today we're saying thank you to those on the ball behind me, Cody and Raider, who came across from a Matt HD Gamer raid on stream, which is why Matt's up there as well. So thank you all of you for joining me on stream. Those of you on YouTube, come and join me on stream as well if you like. There's a link in the description to the Twitch channel and of course to the YouTube live channel where we stream there as well at the same time. But I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just going to go and play Wolves. Wolves are in 18th place in the Premier League at this early stage of the season. They're much better in real life this year under Gary O'Neill than personally I thought they would be, and full credit to them for that. Hwang Hee-chan out on the left and Pedro Neto on the right with Mateus Cunha through the middle is a decent front line, to be fair. Lamina and Gomez in the middle too. It's a good team. Not a bad team at all. But it seems it's not a great side because they're in a relegation zone. We are not in the relegation zone. We're not in great form, but in good spirits. So hopefully those good spirits can take us to 3 points. Free kick in a promising-ish position. It's not really a shooting position. 88 shot power on Joel Piru right now. Let's try and lay this off and work something from the training ground right into the middle of the box where Crescencio Somerville can turn and then get his shot very much wrong. Somerville back from injury. Jack Clark took his place. Didn't really flourish. Somerville also hasn't really flourished since his return, but he does have the capability to change a game. So we'll leave him in the starting lineup for now. He's actually the joint highest rated player at the club right now, I think. Somerville at 81. So there's no way he's going to be dropped from the starting lineup at this stage. And at the moment, I'm really not anticipating selling anyone either. So what happens in the upcoming window with regards to outgoings, I'm really not sure outside of the 2 loanees that we're trying to get done because, quite frankly, we don't want to sell, and more importantly, we don't need to sell either. Thank you. Right, Nuri Van Evite got a toe to it. Hwang Hee-chan looking to get away. It's not a great attempted challenge from the defender. And here's Gomez. Back to Cunha. Just trying to make sure there's some white shirts in the way in front of him. Can't get a shot away. Totti to Mario Lemina. Lemina to Cunha. Cunha, a bit of footwork. Even better footwork. Oh, not a convincing save from Elie, but a save nonetheless. Chances at both ends now. Wolves looking to press. Nonto can't get his feet sorted quickly enough, and Nuri's looking to get in behind, and Wolves look dangerous, but we finally put an end to their pressure. That was nervy for a moment there, wasn't it? Let's get rid of this. Almost need to entice Wolves onto us so that we can counter and get in behind them, because their 5-back at the minute is impregnable. Just a little dink here, and Ruter! That's the chance! That's the chance. Gets the run on the defender, but can't find the target with it. Somerville and Ampadu off, Clark and Shackleton on. Are they the changes to finally make the breakthrough in this game? I feel like we should have made the breakthrough there. Gini Ruter has got to get that on target, and if it is on target, it goes in. Win that header. Well up. 89th minute. It's now or never. Archie Gray trying to make it now. Jack Clark somehow gets past Nelson Semedo. It may well be now. It may well be never. Oh, Ruter made the run. I looked to try and find him in that avenue there, and he just turned around and ran back towards me as I played the ball in behind. It will be a 0-0 draw here against Wolves. A hard-fought battle between a side that have just come up and a side that at the moment are threatened with going down. Whether that point's enough to take them out of the relegation zone, I don't know. What I do know for sure is that it doesn't really deserve booze at this stage of the season. Thank you very much, Leeds United fans. Next up for us, though, I believe, is a trip to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea in 13th place in the Premier League so far this season, but as you can see down below, their form is actually pretty good. Malo Gusto starts ahead of Reece James, Arith Balaga in goal. The centre-back partnership is strong physically, but DSRC certainly struggling a little bit with stamina. Former Leeds man Robin Koch on the bench for them as well. Doniel Marlon on the right. Leon Goretzka in at central midfield. It's David Fofana that leads the line up top. I wonder whether there's enough goals in that front line. It's certainly decent, but I don't know if Fofana is the go-to, really, for getting this side further up the table. We'll wait and see. We'll sim in tactical view. Ruter, Somerville. Peru is in. It's on his right, but if he can get it on his left, he might be dangerous. He's taking it on his right, regardless. Joel Peru, our top goal scorer this season, as was the case last year, scores his 7th goal of the Premier League season for the number 7. We lead against an underperforming Chelsea side. Early doors at Stamford Bridge. It's Goretzka and Nkunku. This might open up here for Doniel Marlon. Meslier makes the save. Tackled by DSRC, but somehow it squirms free to Ruter. Got the option out wide, taking his time, goes back centrally. Van Evijk is in a very strange position for my right back, but he might go for goal, and he has done, and Kepa makes a fantastic save. The right back pops up in central midfield and very nearly buries that in the back of the net. That was moving and drifting towards the corner. Good save. Still 1-0 to us, and Ampadu's made a great run, and Ruter's in. It's now going to be surely 2-0 to Leeds United. Yes, it is. Jorginho Ruter doubles our advantage, and this Chelsea side at Stamford Bridge are falling apart, as it seems they have done multiple times this season. Leeds 2, Chelsea 0. Kunku on the breakaway. He's got support with Fofana, who is found here. Man that's on loan at Burnley in real life, now leading the line for Chelsea, but running away from goal. Needs some support, has it, from Enzo Fernandez, but, oh, it's a nice turn. And now Fofana's in. Oh, and he's absolutely fluffed it. That must be why Chelsea are where they are. In fact, he may well have hurt himself there. In the 38th, 39th minute, he's missed a sitter and is now substituted immediately. That really is embarrassing. I hope for his sake he was injured. Jackson. Nico Jackson. That is what David Fofana could not do. Nico Jackson pulls one back for Chelsea in the 5th minute of the 3 added on at the end of the first half, but he's done well to beat the defender there and bend that in the far top corner. Chelsea may be back in it here. Enzo and Nico Jackson. Leeds on the back foot here. Chelsea looking for the equaliser. Daniel Marlin's got Christopher Nkunku in the middle if he can find him. Others arriving at pace. Here's Nico Jackson. Already got one. Might find another. Enzo Fernandez to Goretzka. It might open up for him. Maybe Sterling out wide. Goretzka turns well. Beats the defender superbly but can't find the back of the net. I pressed the wrong button. And let's see what happens from the corner. Chelsea will take it short. No, it is coming into the middle. And up goes Goretzka again. Meslier with a save for the second time to ensure that Chelsea's 2-1 deficit stays as is. Oh, that was close though. Leon Goretzka very nearly single-handedly dragging Chelsea back into this game. Here's Joe Gellart now. Over the top looking for Wilfred Gnonto. On the counter-attack from their corner where they nearly made it 2-2. Can we go and make it 3-1 as I'm getting attacked by football shirts behind me? No, we can't. That is Chile. Enzo Fernandez. Malagusta's on the run around the wing. It's Nico Jackson. Sterling's going to make a decent run. Found well. Sterling! That was destined for the top corner. Meslier with a smart stop to ensure that Chelsea don't equalise. Mudrik's off the bench here. Gnonto wins the header there. And, well, I'd say Somerville completes the clearance, but he definitely didn't. Malo Gusto, no real options here. He's going to have to go solo for a bit, which is exactly what he does. Brilliantly. Tucks it back to Nico Jackson. He's got plenty of support. Gusto's still going. Gusto could go all the way. Gusto looking for Mudrik. He does try to go all the way. And here's a corner for Chelsea again here. The pressure builds in the latter stages. 1 goal in first half stoppage time. Maybe a second in second. Keeper was up for it, but it went nowhere near him. And that should be game, and is. You'd say a shock win for Leeds at Stamford Bridge, but the way Chelsea play in real life right now, the way Chelsea are playing in this save right now, it isn't really a shock win at all. Chelsea 1, Leeds United 2, and we take 3 points from an underperforming Chelsea side. Thank you. I'll take it. Charlie Cresswell will go out on loan, but did he pick Aston Villa or did he pick Juventus? Is he going to stay in England or is he Turin bound and off with that tiny little bag all the way to Italy? He's going to Aston Villa. Okay, no, that's why he only needs a tiny little bag. Only essentials needed to take him down to Villa Park. With Nottingham Forest to come next. A loan bid for Barbosa, which we're very much open to. Loan to buy, which we're absolutely not open to. And actually, there's a bid from West Brom as well, which is also a loan to buy, but we'll change that to just a loan. Cresswell rejected Juventus. And there's that other Barbosa loan bid that we've dealt with. Right, Nottingham Forest next. That win against Chelsea keeps us 8th for the time being. Again, still only 3 points above Everton in 12th. But there's a big gap down to Crystal Palace in 13th. And Chelsea now down to 14th in the table. Chelsea only 4 points above the relegation zone after 15 games. They've lost 9 of their opening 15, which is unbelievable, really. Even for Chelsea's current standards, that's quite poor. Manchester City flying at the top of the table, 5 points clear, with 4 points off 5th. We anticipate falling further behind, though, by the time we get to the end of the season. But now we've had a bid for Felipe Moraes. But again, we don't want a loan to buy, just a loan, please. Ta very much. I'm going to switch my starting lineup around a little bit for this Forest game. We will rotate slightly. Hudson-Odoi, Iñaki Williams and Anthony Elanga, their front three. Their form is horrendous. Look, 4 defeats in their last 5 games. John Joe Shelvey in their midfield. Okay. They've got some decent players, but evidently they're not playing that well as a team, so very much beatable here. And I need to change my top again, because we're back at home. Sharma. It's Jack Clark up against Harry Toffolo. Anticipated that Jack Clark would have Harry Toffolo on toast, and indeed he has done early doors. Joel Peru was not necessarily putting himself in a great position there initially. Gelhardt will find him though. And whew, great save by Vlachodimos. That was flying towards the top corner. Peru not able to score another goal for us yet, but maybe from the corner itself it might drop to someone in white. Gruev is who it falls to here, and Joe Gelhardt with a first time volley that he will wish he hadn't taken. Joel's gone again. Harry Toffolo's in the way. Jack Clark says tar. Oh, what a ball. We're in. Peru, left foot, bend it, 1-0. Fantastic through ball. Leeds United 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Joel Peru took his time in getting up and running in the Premier League, but he is full flight now. Through that gap. Peru, oh, lovely first touch. Joel at the near post. Vlachodimos gets very lucky. Good save, to be fair. Earned the luck, but still fortuitous that it pinballed around right back into his hands again. And Iñaki Williams has handballed that. We will not take a 2-0 lead, but they don't look very good here, Nottingham Forest. You can see why they've lost 4 of their last 5, because they are performing very poorly. Iñaki Williams, that is poor, mate. Really, really bad. Jack Clark with options in front of him. I see the run on the far side of Somerville, and it's a brilliant ball to find him. His touch isn't great, but he will find Gelhardt, who swings and misses at it. But it will fall to Somerville, and it's deflected away, and Toffolo will complete the clearance. It will be 1-0 only at half-time, but the balance of play says that this is going to end as a Leeds United victory, and probably by more than 1-0 too. Yakulus with a dink. Can Cody Drama get there? He can't. Callum Hudson-Odoi in a dangerous position now. Callum Doyle trying to just stick with him. Toffolo delivers, and Iñaki Williams' header is further away than I thought it was going to be. It looked like maybe it was going to drop at the back post. Anthony Alanga, great footwork. Sangare, Jonjo Shelvey, and Iñaki Williams still maybe. Melier with a save. All right, Forest's half-time team talk has worked, hasn't it? Although Anthony Alanga is now removed. Who else has come on in his place? Who they brought on instead? Becker. Is that... Oh, what's a save, Melier, down low at the right-hand side? Is that Sheraldo Becker from Union Berlin, I wonder? Looks like it may well be. Hudson-Odoi underneath this, and Melier holds on once more. Nottingham Forest mean business in this second half. The balance of play has shifted from that first 45. Now it looks like Forest might be the side to score the next goal in this game. But is it just a momentary spell of pressure that is going to end quite quickly and see us potentially still win the game quite comfortably? Clark with a driven ball. Somerville's not going to score any headers. Sangare. Well done, Archie Gray. Look into the gap. Here's Jack Clark. Gellart's on the run out wide. Clark's available again in that gap there, and he'll find Piru, who will help it on its way, and Somerville will leave the field as a goal scorer. He's coming off for Dan James literally right now, but he loves the club. We don't want to sell him. One of our highest rated players back from injury on the score sheet once more, and that will be 3 points for us now. Well, after drawing with Wolves, we will beat Chelsea and now Nottingham Forest. And continually, our season is going very well. Up next was, I think, the game against Manchester City, which might not go as well. And then Newcastle after that. Zikanyi starts on the left-hand side for City. Haaland at striker, Rodrigo on the right. McAtee at cam, because for some reason they just always play him at cam ahead of Bernardo Silva or Kevin De Bruyne or anyone of any genuine quality. Sergio Gomez, Fardiol, Ruben Dias and Rico Lewis in the back line with Ederson in goal. They're resting Rodri, they're resting De Bruyne, they're resting Alphonso Davies. But to have that quality to bring on off the bench, should they need it, is pretty brutal, to be fair. 94 rated front line. Yikes. First place in the league, won at least the last 5 in a row, but you can probably imagine it's significantly more than the last 5 in a row. I need to change my top again, but we will actually play in the away kit this time around. Come on then. Manchester City away from home. Will it go as well as Chelsea? Or will it go as badly as Arsenal? Erling's in. Erling scores. There was nothing happening there, so I was just tucking into my packet of crisps. And then Erling Haaland just decided to spin and sprint. Turns out spinning and sprinting is enough to beat this Manchester City backline. Have a look at the replay again. Just seeing the sprinting bit. And then powering home the finish. That's how devastating he can be. Manchester City 1, Leeds United 0. And Rute's there in the middle if he needs him here, Somerville. And Piru's free too. Joel! Ederson with a save again. Couple of opportunities we've had now through Joel Peru that could have ended up in the back of the net, but Ederson is on form, as you'd expect him to be. Ruter could win this header. Does! Ederson's there again. It'll fall, and Roden can find only the side netting. He's furious with himself, and I understand why. Ruter, space for Nonto. Lots of space for Nonto. Into the box. Dangerous position. He's run out of space, as he knows. Forces the save out of Edison, and Sergio Gomez clears away. We're having chances here against City. It's not like we're completely out of this. If it weren't for the quality of goalkeeper between the sticks, we might have had an equalising goal by now. Mateus Nunes. And into Bernardo Silva. And Erling. De Bruyne is there. Kev 2. Game over. Manchester City are going to get the victory here today, as expected, at the Etihad. And it was a pretty good goal, to be fair, wasn't it? Deflected to Somerville. A consolation goal, maybe? Consolation chance at goal. I feel like we've done nothing in the second half, despite having a number of chances in the first. But if you don't take chances against sides of this quality, you do get punished for it. And we have indeed been punished for those lack of clinical finishes in the first half. Edison making 2 or 3 good saves. 2 or 3 good saves enough to keep his clean sheet and his team to get all 3 points. That is us defeated away from home. I'm not sure what our league position will be like given the nature of the results today. We've been strong, but not battering everybody. We're losing almost as many as we're winning at the moment. Very, very close in the midfield right now. 26, 27, 28. 3 points off 6th, 4 points off 5th. A full 7 points off the top 4. And to be fair, Aston Villa can come within 2 points of us with a victory in their game in hand as well. Their game in hand is going to be away from home against Wolves, which is absolutely winnable. We've Newcastle away next, so I may as well stay in the kit that I'm in. We'll see what we can do away from home. Felipe Barbosa going out on loan to West Brom for 2 years. We can always recall him at any point should we need to bulk out the squad, or if we feel like he's grown well enough to warrant getting involved in the first team. Jack Clark wants some more first team football, and to be fair, he may well get it here away from home against Newcastle, but their side is 5th currently, 4 wins from their last 5. Barnes, Isak, Almiron, Palacios, Bruno and Bentancur. Ferland Mendy, Dan Burn, Mancini and Livramento with Nick Pope in goal. Botman dropped to the bench. Anthony Gordon on the bench, but you can kind of understand why. Lucas Sucic on the bench, but you can kind of understand why. And Nathan Grasso, Patreon player, you see there, the last bench spot going to him. First Patreon player we've seen for a little while in this save, but hopefully he won't come off the bench and haunt me. Ferland Mendy versus Wilfred Gnonto is not really a battle that I expect Gnonto to win, to be honest, physically. And normally you'd rely on Gnonto's pace over his physicality, but I dare say, I think Ferland Mendy might be faster than him as well. Couldn't quite get rid of that. Bruno with a fancy flick. Harvey Barnes, shot well blocked. It's meant to go to Gnonto, and Palacios puts it over the stand. Or over the bar, at least. Quite difficult to put it over the stand at St James's Park, because it's a big bloody ground. Newcastle's press is really annoying at the minute. I can't seem to get away from anyone. At any moment, Miguel Almiron finds Isak. And Almiron again. Tried to stick a toe in, got nowhere near it. Miguel Almiron, thank you. Look at that press. But by doing so, they've actually opened themselves up a little bit there. Ruter, Peru. They really have opened themselves up. Van Eyck is quick. I can see Jack Clark at the back post. Former Sunderland man, of course. Jack Clark. So it's not going to go down well here. Peru. Jack Clark. Be great if he could score. He hasn't. Great. Oh, Jack Clark rolls Tino Livramento really well there. Just float it into the middle where Ruter will win the header. And head the ball wide. Gini Ruter was sensational at the beginning of the season. He's not been on it the past couple of episodes. Peru has certainly stepped up. And Livramento. Oh, that's a nice little cute ball inside. Almiron has the option to slot through Isak. He doesn't go for it. They might regret that. Might not now get the chance at the end of the first half that they look like they might have been able to build. Or they could still get it. Harvey Barnes draws the save out of Meslier. 2 to go in this first 45. We got 0-0 draw against Wolves, which we were pretty frustrated about. But if we get a 0-0 in this one, which we now absolutely will not get, then we'd be happy with it. Dan Burn scoring for his hometown team. And what a header as well. He's as tall as the crossbar, and he powers it in off the underside of it. Over the line, as you can see, the goal decision system. It's weird in-game that it pauses where the ball crosses the line rather than as far as the ball gets across the line. Because it gets across the line that far and then spins back again. Dan Burn makes it Newcastle 1. Leeds United 0. Burn with a little dink. Palacios with a lovely takedown. Bentancur finds Miggy Almiron. Chelsea take a 2-1 lead against Aston Villa. They might have lost to us, but they look like they might be getting victory today. As to Newcastle at the moment, the ball just will not stay out of my defensive third at the minute. Dan Burnoff, Sven Botman on. Jeez Louise, and Harvey Barnes nearly immediately makes it 2-0 from the set piece. Almiron to take this short to Harvey Barnes. Cheeky couple of ball rolls, works the space. Bentancur, Botman is not going to shoot from there. He's no Fabian Schär. They've given it away. Botman wins it back well, but will take the goal kick. Oh, Nonto's injured. I hadn't even noticed. Sick. All right, Nonto for Somerville then. Good. Good. Just in time for the transfer window. Well in. Oh, you know, not so well in. I thought we just won it back there. Palacios, little back heel. Oh, it's beautiful. Yep, fair play. Really good second goal for Newcastle United. Brilliantly worked. Harvey Barnes doubles the lead, and that will be 0 points from St James's Park for Cambridge United, I was going to say. For Leeds United. Cambridge United playing at St James's Park will happen at some point in the Cambridge save we'll do after this, but we're nowhere near that yet. You win some, you lose some, you draw some. We've done a little bit of everything today. 3 potential results when you kick off a game, and we've had a little taster of all 3. Started with a draw, then pushed on into a victory, and from there, Forest was decent, but we've gone downhill a little bit towards the end of the episode again, as we did in the last one, but it's manageable. Now, how long is Nonto going to be out for? That's what we need to know now. Okay, right then. So, plans for January have changed slightly because I need a winger. I will probably look to loan someone though, because we're still happy with Nonto being my starter. We've got Dan James and Jack Clark. I could maybe just use one of the youngsters as backup, but obviously I want those to go out on loan and grow. So similarly as the plan is with the centre-back and centre-mid positions with Shackleton and Cresswell, now that Nonto is injured for the rest of the season definitively, I would like, please, suggestions in the comment section for an ageing backup centre-back, an ageing backup centre-mid, and an ageing backup winger, please, to get us through the rest of this season, whilst everyone else goes out on loan and grows, hopefully. That is where we will end it for today, though. The January transfer window is just around the corner. Bournemouth got Charlton in the FA Cup, which is a favourable draw, if we're honest. But we find ourselves in 9th in the Premier League, which is still a fantastic showing for Season 1 in the Premier League. We have the opportunity, maybe, to still qualify for Europe for next season. As unlikely as that might well be, it's still a possibility. But double blow for Leeds. Defeat and Nonto injury. Oh dear. Things will go better tomorrow, though. I'll see you then.